Welcome to the Bad X Release Show on Covers. Thanks for joining us here every Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, 9:15. Hi to Derek. Hi to everybody there in the chat. Solid day yesterday. Pitcher props cleaned up. 2.35 units, I think, including the social release. Very close to a big 6-0 day. McKinstry gets the hit. David Fletcher. We get Fletcher in the 9-hole, too.
I know. McKinstry, we were 95% to win him once Detroit took the lead. Like, it was just, he shouldn't have come up in the first place. Freaking all Ibanez had to do was get out or somebody before him. Like, he was the last out of the game. He didn't get pinch hit for. He got a hit. Like, you string it all together. Before that, we were like 5% to lose that. And we had it at plus 190. And
yeah, that was
3-unit swings are rough like that, especially when you feel cheated.
But it was one of those days where kind of those things were going well. It was a great day in the chat. It was a great day there for sure. So let's keep that momentum going. We got 9 releases today, some hitter props, some pitcher props. So pick what you choose. Obviously, don't have to play them all, but watch those markets move. Well, this is how we're doing things. If you're new to the show, we'll tell you primary book where the best odds are. Hopefully, for some secondary books, give you some time, log on. Then we'll tell you the game we're betting on. Okay, then we'll tell you the prop market we're betting on, and the player, the team, and the over-under, and that's when we sit back and watch things move because they tend to do that with Derek's projections. So in saying that, big day here. Let's get things going early because things are moving. Release number 1, we are at FanDuel. Game in question, Houston at Seattle. Now, this one is a little book specific if you're not at FanDuel and you're looking at a different number because this is the only total on this number. Wait to see what the projections are and see if you can play some plus money on the other side. So let's go to pitcher strikeouts. Okay, and it's there. Fantastic. For release number 1, Wednesday, September 27th, Seattle starting pitcher Bryce Miller. Under 5.5 Ks, minus 150. Miller, under 5.5 Ks, minus 150. FanDuel, as I know, is one of the only books hanging the 5.5. What are the projections here, Derek? And is something, I think, 365 sitting at 4.5 plus 125 to the under.
Yeah, I think DK, MGM, Betway all have that number, and I like that too. The projection's 4.2, so even the 4.5 at plus 125. That's showing really good value. That's honestly probably a little better value than this one, but this is the last book hanging a 5.5. Every other book has moved down. Pinnacle is 4.5 minus 101. Like, it's not even on the plus side of Pinnacle. So I really like this. We're getting at the 4.2 projection, we're getting, a strikeout and a quarter under the line here, and the market has just been crashing. So getting in at the last 5.5 is nice.
Yeah, absolutely. And we touched on him. We hit Miller in his last start. There's just a lot to like for this young guy whose pitch count and inning count is high. Seattle is in win or die mode. There's a shorter leash obviously coming.
And facing a very low K and very good Houston offense.
Yeah, there's a lot of green check marks here, and that's the reason. Ooh, there you go. Okay, so we've moved the market there.
So that's your best 4.5 number right now. So that's good too.
Thank you, Brad Papino. Appreciate it. Rivers has the 5.5 alt. So exactly, Milo. So we're sitting, it was about 40 points off from market. And as we see, that's kind of the correlation from the plus 125, the plus 130 to about minus 190. Let's keep going. There's lots of things we got to pick off here. Release number 2. We are still at FanDuel. Probably widely available at this total, but looking about 10 points difference across the board. Game in question, Yankees at Jays. Prop market, pitcher strikeouts. Minus 4 points. Is that minus 102? Yeah.
Yeah, we can still take that.
All right, for release number 2, New York starting pitcher Garrett Cole under 6.5 Ks. Garrett Cole under 6.5 Ks. We're at minus 102 there. That market's falling a bit down. Let us know if you're looking at a different price anywhere else. Maybe some even money's out out there. Excuse me. What are the projections here for Cole?
Projections 5.8, so 3/4 of strikeout under, close to even money. Market, again, has been moving this way. Most books are sitting minus 115 or so. This was kind of like the last book sitting around even money that I found. So I like it. He's facing Toronto. It's a good offense, below average for strikeouts. Kind of coming down the stretch. Pitchers tend to start having a little bit shorter leashes. And I think that's what we should probably expect here for Cole.
Yeah, Cole under 6.5 versus the Jays. And if you're a Blue Jays fan, the term good offense is funny when you watch a team day to day and Michael King strikes you, but they're a good offense.
They are. I mean, they've been weird this year, but they're a great offense.
All right. That's what we like to hear heading into hopefully the postseason as a Jays fan. Release number 3. Let's head over to Bet365. Oh, sorry. Let's head over to Rivers. Bet Rivers. Where am I?
No,
thinking?
3,
Oh,
6,
no. I can't count to 4 or 3 apparently this morning. Yeah, the Garrett Cole one snuck in there. Sorry. Yeah, Bet365. Secondary books include Barstool. If you know the show, maybe we might as well take one more kick at the can. Let's go, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia. Where is it? Let's see who the first one in the comments is to guess here. All right, let's go to pitcher strikeouts. Ugh.
Oh, that moved quite a bit. Does Barstool still have that same line that we had before? Because they were sitting at the same number before the show, which is 15 points difference.
I don't know if producer Mick can swing over to Barstool.
I think Rivers was also just 2 points off of that line before.
Okay. Yeah. The book is out. The book is out on a pitcher we continue to fade. But last start, we have to do it.
Got it.
Oh, absolutely. I think we've had 4.5s on him too, have we not?
We have.
I think so, right? Yeah. I don't know if his market ever hit 6.5. This is actually a high point in the market versus. Okay. Yep. The number's there.
Good.
Fantastic. So we're there. Need everybody there in the chat. Philly probably can't even see tonight. I mean, that is a difficult thing to handicap, right? Clinching, going out the night before, but it's subjective at best. So let's go. Pittsburgh at Philadelphia. Pitcher Ks. Release number 3. Pittsburgh starting pitcher Johan Aviado under 5.5 Ks minus 130. Aviado, one more time. Under 5.5 Ks minus 130. We see the market kind of falling there. His outs projected well. I saw that on EV Analytics, but the case here, as Derek says, a little less noisy when it comes to projecting variance. What do you got for projections here for the Pittsburgh starter?
Projection here is 4.3. So, strikeout and a quarter under. This is a guy who we've bet on a lot this year. I'm actually curious to go back and look and see if we're up or down on him. I would think we're up a little bit, but he's been frustrating at times. But yeah, he's facing Philly. He's going into Philly. Like you said, a little bit of uncertainty there with the lineup and whatnot. But this is still for now showing good value.
Yeah.
And the market clearly thinks this is the right way. Pinnacle minus 163 right now.
Yeah. And like I said, for a guy that we've followed quite extensively this year, we've seen this market as low as 4.5. This is about as high. I think, the 5.5 about minus 120, 110 is probably about as high as we've seen it all year.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep going. Aviado in the books. Let's go. Rivers. Secondary books pretty much across the board on this number. MGM, Betway, 365 points bet. Going to the nightcap, San Diego at San Francisco. Let's go to Oracle. That Bet Rivers See More button always is confusing to me. I'm up about 5.5 units on Aviado this year. That's great to hear.
Yeah, I like hearing that for sure.
Yeah. Minus 160. Okay. On the Aviato. That's tough. Minus 125 at Hard Rock. That's great to see. 4.5 plus 114. No, I don't know if I'd hit the 4.5.
Yeah, I think that's FanDuel that has the 4.5. I don't love
Especially,
it.
especially with all the other 5.5s out there.
Yeah.
All right. Pitcher strikeouts, please. Yes, number 3 points off, but that's still where we're going.
That's going to be fine. 3 points off, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. For release number 4, San Francisco starting pitcher Sean Manaea over 3.5 Ks. Manaea over 3.5 Ks, minus 118 there. When you see the 3.5 line, obviously it's telling you that this is going to be a short leash pitcher. This is about like I don't know, projection for like 75 to 80, what the book is suggesting. But he's getting longer. This is 120 Ks on 111 pitches. This is more than a K per inning guy whose leash is getting longer. These are the spots that, like we had Waldron last week. There's Zach Littell last week too. When you see these guys, these are the opportunities for ladders. These are the opportunities to go from 3.5 to 5.5. Because if you're projecting a K per inning, which we can with Manaea, and he goes to 6, there's the 6.
Yeah, this is a guy who it feels like the lines every other book's 3.5. By the way, I know Rivers has the alts, but 3.5 is kind of where the market's at here. And like this is a guy who's got a pretty long leash now. It's been all over the place this year. He's been used a lot as a bulk pitcher coming in behind an opener, and he'd get pulled sometimes at 20 pitches, sometimes at 80. But since he's back in the rotation as a real starter, he's been consistently in the mid 80s. So if we get that today, like it's a tough matchup against San Diego. They're low strikeout, but it's a pitcher's park. The leash is there. Manaea, has good stuff, and 3.5 is kind of a low bar to clear. So I like this. The market's been moving up. There's some minus 140s out there that I've seen, and this one looks good. It feels like it's wrong based on the volume that he'll get.
Looking at plus 180 for 5, and then I'm at bet 365, and then looking at plus 375 for 6. Something that I am wagering on immediately. What a job! What a job I have! Yeah, live show and betting at the exact same time. But no, I've done very well with Derek's numbers and the projections, especially with these 3.5s going to 6. Let's go. Bet release number 5. We are at bet 365. Let's get some early action because that's what we do. There's nothing fun about sitting on 10 plays and nothing early. And today's schedule is weird on the Wednesday because it's just the one early game. Secondary book includes points bet. Let's go. Diamondbacks, White Sox. Pitcher Ks. Be interesting to see if we got this number. Yeah, okay. 5 points off. I thought this one would move a bit.
That's okay. That's still good.
All right, release number 5. Arizona starting pitcher Brandon Pivad. Under 5.5 Ks, minus 135. Is it Fad or?
I think it's Fat.
Yeah, Fad. Under 5.5 Ks, minus 135. He's actually been going for quite a long time for a young guy, but there are some great secondary things within this game. Some rain projected, pretty decent double-digit winds blowing in, high humidity. Let's see what we get here. What are the projections for the Arizona starter?
Projections 4.4, so a little more than a strikeout under. All the things you mentioned, also a hitter's umpire. Leash isn't super long. Like he's a guy who normally, he'll go like 90 pitches here, but he's getting a pretty significant park downgrade going into a really tough park. Facing a bad White Sox offense, but they're not strikeout, like they're a low strikeout offense or below average strikeout offense. So this is a tough one, a tough one for for him to get 6 innings on, I think, or 6 strikeouts on rather.
No, when you're handicapping 3 different sports and you just see, in my mind, you never change it. The perspective of watching Brandon Fad, always call him P-Fad for some reason. And you guys say, what did you just call him? Bless you. Thank you. Yeah, pretty hot and tempting indeed. So the Arizona pitcher under 5.5 Ks, that market's moving. We're seeing that a little interesting action on the early game, but not too early, I believe. Yeah. Let's go. Release number 6, bet 365. Caesars MGM secondary books. Oh, sorry, we're at 365. Let's go. Let's go. San Diego at San Francisco. We'll stay out there on the nightcap. Let's go to the player hits market. That absolutely owes us something after yesterday. Oh, I'm so excited to see David Fletcher in the 9-hole too. So excited. Player hits.
Still there.
Fantastic. All right. Release number 6. San Diego hitter Matt Batten under 0.5 hits plus 185. Matt Batten under 0.5 hits plus 185. His numbers are pretty good, but he was just hitting 235 at AAA this year. He hit a $105 with a cup of coffee with the team last year over 15 games minimum at bats. But this isn't a guy who is projected to be a starter every game at this point of the season and get full 4 at bats.
Right. He's hitting like 270 this year, but you look at FanGraphs at his projections, they range from steamers down at 216. I think the bat X is actually the highest at 239, but that's still some regression coming for this guy going into a pitcher's park, pitcher's umpire. You know, we're pretty high on Mania. There's 20% pinch hit risk. So, you know, sweating out the first few at bats, hoping he gets yanked after Mania comes out. And, you know, hopefully we're on the right side. I feel like we've been on the bad side of variance with these under hitter markets with the pinch hit risk lately. Like it just hasn't been going our way. McKinstry last night was brutal. So hopefully we get back on the right side of these today.
Yeah, and we grabbed the best number on the market at plus 185 at 365 as everybody else chimes in. Plus 175 at MGM, plus 180 at DK. All right, so we'll take that one. We'll keep going. Let's head over to 365 for the next one. Let's get back to some pitcher markets. Secondary books include DraftKings, MGM, and Betway. Game in question, Texas at LA. And I don't understand the pricing on this. I don't. I think John Gray was a shorter price than this yesterday, which he's a better control pitcher than this. Let's go pitcher walks. Release number 7, Texas starting pitcher Dane Dunning over 1.5 walks plus 140. Dane Dunning over 1.5 walks plus 140. I really don't understand the plus 140. This should be much closer to maybe plus 110. John Gray, I believe, was like plus 130. Better control pitcher than Dunning. This is hit over in 6 straight starts. 53 walks over 163 innings. There's a reason why he's inconsistent pitcher.
Yeah, I'm surprised at the number 2, considering that he has gone over in his last 6, and I think over his last like 12, he's only, it's like 9-3 or something crazy. Like the bat's projecting 1.9, so we're getting close to half a walk over at plus 140. Projects to win 58% of the time. It's a good bet. The market's been moving up a little bit. I don't know. It's just mispriced.
Yeah, no, we should see that fall. I was on Gray. He went 0 walks yesterday, but Dane Dunning over 1.5 walks plus 140. Solid number for a guy who throws a lot of balls. Let's go. Release number 8, DraftKings. And MGM now, if you got it, but I don't know if MGM. Oh, MGM does have this.
Yeah, the same line before the show.
Yeah. St. Louis at Milwaukee. Prop market. If you know that we're at DK and MGM, then we're going hitter strikeouts. And there are a lot of moving pieces all of a sudden to this St. Louis lineup. We were on Who yesterday, who didn't even crack the lineup, but could come in. And
yeah.
All right, he's got a pitcher. Let's go. For release number 8, St. Louis hitter Jose Fermin under 0.5 hitter Ks plus 105. Fermin, under 0.5 hitter Ks plus 105. This is just a low strikeout guy, period. Like he's not a big threat in the lineup, but 8 Ks and 43 at bats with, I'm assuming, a pinch hit risk here.
Yep, quite a big pinch hit risk. It's 56%. It's tied for the highest of the day. Like you said, this is a low strikeout guy to begin with. He's facing a low strikeout pitcher in Wade Miley, positive pitch framing catcher, pitcher's umpire. So we got the under Ks here.
What makes a hitter's umpire?
Actually, I misspoke. It is a pitcher's umpire, which is not good, but it's still a good projection. Basically, it's the way they call the zones. You know, they'll call, if it's a hitter's umpire,
Bigger zone.
call.
Oh, sorry, tighter zone.
Balls on the corner. You know, a little bit in that direction.
But some people, when they're handicapping that with the information they have, because they don't have that information, they just look at umpire over under records, which I would assume would be very noisy.
Yeah.
All right. So certainly some tighter projections there. Let's go for man under 0.5 hitter Ks plus 105. Keep going. Last one today. If you haven't already, hit that like, subscribe button. Help us out. Producer Mick will be a happy man. Same thing. DK MGM. Another hitter's market here. Same game. Cards at Brewers. Hitter strikeouts. Does he have a pitcher?
He does.
Wow. That's how you know you've made it in the big leagues. Welcome to the majors. Release number 9, final one today on Wednesday. St. Louis hitter Juan Yepez under 0.5 hitter Ks plus 175. St. Louis's Juan Yepez under 0.5 hitter Ks plus 175. Let us know if you're at MGM what that price is. Like I said, a lot of moving pieces to this St. Louis offense, especially down the stretch here. Lots of bodies on that bench. I'm assuming that the pinch hit risk is substantial here.
Yep. I said Fermin was tied for the highest pinch hit risk of the day. He's tied with Juan Yepez, both at 56%. Yepez does strike out more than Fermin does in general, but we're getting obviously much better odds on it. The Fermin play shows more value, but this one still shows plenty of good value here. Again, low strikeout pitcher in Miley and big pinch hit risk.
It looks like they just went OTB at that moment. So if plus 105 versus plus 175 is substantial between the two guys with equal pinch hit risk. Pinch hit risk is a number that Derek creates himself. It's not a number that's easily widely available.
I don't think it's available publicly anywhere except if you have the bat. You can see the pinch hit risk for guys in today's games based on the matchup. I look at how often they've been pinch hit in different situations in the past. I try to tease out situations where maybe the guy got pinch hit for because he was injured or because the game was a blowout or something like that. Are
there a lot of manual projections to put in for something like that or no?
Occasionally. I mean, the automation is usually pretty good at it because some of the feeds say when a guy is pulled because of injury or something like that. If I notice one where the automation didn't get it, I will manually add it.
Yeah, it's got to be a lot of work to wake up in the morning and see your numbers and then scroll through them to test and see if there are any issues and then go in and see what's wrong. It's a lot of number. And I've told everybody, you can't sit over 162 game schedule and wake up in the morning and take a look at all those markets and all those hitters and do it yourself without finding trusted numbers and projections because there's just too much.
Yeah, exactly. So
you're missing out on a ton of value, and it's been a good ride. It was right into the sunset here as the season goes, but obviously playoffs around the corner for next week. So let's do a quick recap if everybody's there and just showing up late. Bryce Miller under 5.5 Ks minus 150. We saw that market go to 4.5, but still solid projections on the plus 120-ish. And then Garrett Cole under 6.5 Ks versus Jays minus 102. That market was trending down. And then the man, one more kick at the can with Johan Aviado under 5.5 Ks, minus 130. And then Sean Mania over 3.5 Ks. I even laddered that at 5 and 6. Brandon Fad laughed at for PFAD under 5.5 Ks, minus 135. We keep going. Matt Bat in San Diego hitter under 0.5 hits, plus 185. Really like the number on that. Dane Dunning over 1.5 walks, plus 140. Love that number even more at the plus 140. And then some serious pinch hit risk in the St. Louis lineup. Jose Fermin under 0.5 hitter Ks, plus 105. And then Juan Yepes under 0.5 hitter Ks, plus 175. Similar pinch hit risks. We saw Yepes get yanked off the board. Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, 9:15 a.m. More Bat X releases. We'll be doing the Blitz show today, released on YouTube later today for Thursday Night Football. I'm Josh Ingles. He's Derek Carty. Big shout out to producer Mick. This is the Bat X release show on covers. We'll see you back here Friday, 9:15 a.m.